You always hear these stories from the person who cheated. They talk about their regrets, their pain, their reasons. But today, I am going to tell you my side. The side of the man who woke up one March morning to find his wife gone. Her wedding ring sat on the kitchen table next to a note. Just one line. I am sorry. I need to find myself. Three kids were sleeping upstairs. I had no idea how to explain where their mother went. 8 years later, she came back, but everything had changed. Before we dive into what happened next, let me know where you are watching from today. Drop your location in the comments. If this story resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, let me take you back to where it all began. My name is Marcus. I met Sarah during our sophomore year at the University of Colorado. It was a fraternity party, loud music, cheap beer, and way too many people crammed into a small house. She was standing by the window looking bored out of her mind. I walked over and made some stupid joke about the music. She laughed. That laugh changed everything. Sarah was studying marketing. I was in electrical engineering. We came from different worlds academically, but something clicked between us. We dated for 3 years before I proposed. Nothing fancy, just a picnic at our favorite spot near Boulder, a ring I saved up 6 months to buy, and a question that made her cry happy tears. We got married when we were both 24. The wedding was small, mostly family and close friends. Her parents were not thrilled about me. They wanted her to marry someone in business, someone with connections. But Sarah chose me anyway. Back then, I thought that meant something. The kids came quickly. Emma arrived when Sarah was 26, then Ethan 2 years later. Lucas came as a surprise when Sarah was 29. 3 kids in 5 years. Our little house in the suburbs of Denver felt full of life, chaos really, but the good kind. I worked as an engineer for an energy company. The pay was decent enough to keep us comfortable. Sarah worked in marketing for a tech firm downtown. We were the typical American family. Soccer practices, Sunday barbecues, camping trips in the summer. I remember teaching Emma to ride a bike in the driveway. I remember Ethan's first words. I remember holding Lucas the night he was born, promising him I would always be there. I thought Sarah felt the same way. I was wrong. The signs started about a year before she left. Small things at first. She began working late more often. Meetings that ran long. Projects that demanded weekend hours. I did not question it. I trusted her completely. Her phone habits changed. She used to leave it lying around the house. Then suddenly it was always in her pocket, always face down on the table. The password changed from our anniversary date to something I did not know. When I asked, she said it was for work security. I believed her. She started caring more about her appearance, new clothes, new makeup, gym memberships. She lost 15 pounds in 3 months. I told her she looked amazing. I thought she was doing it for herself. Maybe even for me. I was blind. One night, I saw a text flash on her screen. It was from someone named Derek, listed as Derek Work. The message said, "Cannot wait to see you tonight." My stomach dropped. I asked her about it. She laughed it off, said Derek was a colleague and they were working on a big presentation. She kissed my cheek and told me not to worry. I wanted to believe her, so I did. I pushed down the doubt and focused on being a good husband, a good father. I told myself I was being paranoid, jealous for no reason. The morning she left is burned into my memory. March 15th. I woke up at 6 like always. Her side of the bed was empty but still warm. I figured she was downstairs making coffee. The kitchen was silent. No coffee brewing, no Sarah. Just her wedding ring sitting on the counter next to a folded piece of paper. My hands shook as I opened it. 9 words. I am sorry. I need to find myself. I ran upstairs to our bedroom. Half her closet was empty. The large suitcase was gone. Her passport was gone. I called her phone. Straight to voicemail. I called again. And again. Nothing. The kids woke up an hour later. Lucas came down first, rubbing his eyes, asking for pancakes. Then Ethan, already talking about some video game. Emma was last. She took one look at my face and knew something was wrong. "Daddy, where is Mom?" she asked. I lied. I told them she had an emergency work trip. that she would call soon. Emma did not look convinced, but she did not push. She was only 8, but she was already too smart for her own good. 2 weeks passed with no word from Sarah. I filed a missing persons report. The police were sympathetic but not hopeful. Then the email arrived. It was from a new address I did not recognize. Sarah explained everything. She had been having an affair with Derek for almost a year. He was a senior executive at her company, 12 years older, divorced, wealthy. She said she had fallen in love with him. Real love, she called it. She was in California now. She was not coming back. She did not ask about the kids. Not once in that entire email. The first few months were survival mode. I had no idea how to be a single parent. I could barely cook anything beyond scrambled eggs. I did not know how to braid Emma's hair for school. I did not know that Lucas needed his stuffed elephant to fall asleep, not the bear I kept giving him. I took 2 weeks off work to get things stabilized. My boss was understanding, but I could see the pity in his eyes. Poor Marcus. Wife ran off with another man, left him with 3 kids. The nights were the hardest. Lucas cried for his mother constantly. He was only 3. He did not understand why she was not there to sing him to sleep anymore. I would hold him for hours, rocking him, telling him everything would be okay. I was not sure I believed it myself. Emma retreated into herself. She went from a chatty, energetic kid to someone who barely spoke at dinner. Her teacher called me in for a meeting, said Emma was struggling to focus, spending recess alone. My heart broke for her. Ethan acted out. He got into fights at school, threw tantrums at home. The school counselor suggested therapy. I agreed, even though I had no idea how to afford it. My parents flew in from Texas to help. My mother cried when she saw me. I had lost 15 pounds in a month. I was not sleeping. I was barely functioning. She took over the household while my father helped with the kids. They stayed for 2 months. When they left, I felt the weight of everything crash back onto my shoulders. 6 months after Sarah disappeared, divorce papers arrived. She wanted to split our assets but made no claim for custody. She did not want the kids. She just wanted out. I hired a lawyer. The whole process cost me nearly $20,000. Money I did not have. I took out a loan against the house. Sarah did not show up to any of the court dates. She sent a representative instead. Someone in an expensive suit who did not even know our children's names. The judge granted me full custody. Sarah was given visitation rights. She never used them, not once in 8 years. That first Christmas without her, I tried to make everything perfect. I bought too many presents, decorated the house with twice as many lights as usual, baked cookies from a recipe I found online. They came out burned, but the kids ate them anyway. Sarah sent 3 postcards that December, 1 for each kid, generic messages. Thinking of you. Love, Mom. No return address, no phone number. Emma threw hers in the trash. Ethan put his in a drawer and never looked at it again. Lucas asked me to read his out loud, then asked when Mommy was coming home. She never sent anything again. The years passed slowly at first, then all at once. I learned to cook. Actually cook. Pasta from scratch. Tacos with homemade seasoning. Pancakes shaped like animals that made Lucas laugh. I watched YouTube tutorials at midnight, practicing until I got it right. I joined a single parent support group at the community center. It was awkward at first. I was one of the only dads there. But those people understood what I was going through in a way no one else could. They became my lifeline. Work promoted me in year 2. Senior engineer. Better pay, better hours. My boss knew my situation and worked with me on scheduling. I never missed a school play or a soccer game. Emma threw herself into academics and sports. She made the varsity volleyball team as a freshman. Her grades were near perfect. But underneath all that achievement was anger. I could see it in the way she tensed up whenever anyone mentioned mothers. Ethan found his outlet in music. A guitar I bought him for his 10th birthday became his best friend. He practiced for hours every day. The angry kid who used to get into fights transformed into a thoughtful teenager who expressed everything through songs. Lucas grew up without any real memory of Sarah. To him, she was just a concept. The woman in old photographs. He never asked about her anymore. He stopped asking around age 6. I met Jennifer at the support group. She was a nurse raising her daughter alone after her husband died in a car accident. We were friends first, just two broken people helping each other survive. The friendship turned into something more after 2 years. She met my kids slowly. Dinner here and there, a movie night. She never tried to replace Sarah. She just loved them for who they were. Emma warmed up to her first, surprisingly. Then Ethan. Lucas called her Miss Jenny and asked if she could come to every dinner. I bought a ring. I was ready to ask her. Life finally felt good again. Then my phone rang. It was a Tuesday evening in October. I was making dinner when my phone buzzed with an unknown number. Normally, I would ignore it. Something made me answer. Marcus? A woman's voice shaking. It is me. Please do not hang up. I knew that voice instantly, even after 8 years, even though I had tried so hard to forget it. Sarah. My hand gripped the phone so hard I thought it might crack. I did not speak. I could not. She kept talking, words tumbling out between sobs. Derek left her. He found someone younger, 26 years old. He kicked Sarah out of the Malibu house they shared. She had nothing. No job, no money, no friends. She was staying at a cheap motel in Los Angeles, using the last of her savings. I need to see the kids, she said. I have changed Marcus. I know I made mistakes. Please, let me see them. 8 years of suppressed anger rose up in my chest. You had 8 years to change, I said. Where were you when Lucas cried for you every night? Where were you when Emma needed her mother? You do not get to come back now just because your rich boyfriend got bored of you? She cried harder. I know I was wrong. I am so sorry. I hung up without another word. 2 weeks later, I came home from work to find a woman standing on my front porch. It took me a moment to recognize her. Sarah had aged dramatically. Her hair had streaks of gray. Her face was thin, lined with exhaustion. The designer clothes and confident posture I remembered were gone. She looked broken. Jennifer was inside with the kids helping with homework. Through the window, I could see them laughing at something. Sarah noticed too. Her face went pale. Who is that woman in my house? She demanded. I stepped between her and the door. This is not your house anymore. It never was yours to abandon. I have a right to see my children, she said, her voice rising. You cannot keep them from me. You gave up that right 8 years ago, I replied. You signed papers. You never called, never visited. You do not get to show up now and pretend to be their mother. She started yelling, demanding to be let inside, accusing me of poisoning the kids against her. I stayed calm. I had spent 8 years building a life without her. I was not going to let her destroy it in one evening. I called the police. They arrived in 10 minutes. Sarah was hysterical by then. The officers asked her to leave. She went, but not before screaming that she would be back, that I could not keep her children from her forever. I looked up at the house. Emma was watching from her bedroom window. Her face was completely blank. No shock, no sadness, just cold recognition. Sarah did not give up. Over the next few weeks, she tried different approaches. She waited outside Lucas's school one afternoon. He came out with his friends laughing about something. Sarah approached him, arms open. Lucas, honey, she called out. It is Mommy. He looked at her with complete confusion. Do I know you? He asked. Sarah collapsed right there on the sidewalk, crying in front of dozens of kids and parents. Lucas's friend, his mother, called me. I picked him up and explained as gently as I could. He listened quietly, then asked if we could get ice cream. He had no emotional connection to the stranger who claimed to be his mother. Sarah tried with Emma next. She waited outside the gym after volleyball practice. Emma saw her coming and walked straight toward her. I expected my daughter to ignore her, to walk past without a word. Instead, Emma stopped right in front of Sarah. You are not welcome here, Emma said. Her voice was steady. Dad told us everything. How you left us for some rich guy. How you never called. How you never cared. You are nothing to me. Sarah tried to respond to explain. Emma turned and walked away without looking back. Ethan was the only one who agreed to meet her. He did it without telling me, which I found out later. They met at a coffee shop downtown. He told me about it that night. She tried to act like nothing happened, Ethan said, asking about school, about my music, like she had any right to know. What did you say I asked? I asked her why now. She missed 8 birthdays, 8 Christmases. She missed my first guitar recital. She missed everything that mattered. Sarah had excuses. She claimed Derek isolated her, controlled her, would not let her contact anyone from her past. Ethan did not believe it. She could have called, he told me. She could have sent more than 3 postcards in 8 years. She chose not to. She chose him over us. He said he told her not to come back, that Jennifer was more of a mother to him than Sarah ever was. Then he left her sitting alone in that coffee shop. When Ethan finished telling me this, I did not yell at him for going behind my back. I hugged him, told him I was proud of him for being strong enough to face her, for getting the closure he needed. That night, I realized I needed closure too. I called Sarah the next day, asked her to meet me at Riverside Park, the same park where we used to bring the kids when they were little, where Emma learned to swing, where Ethan caught his first fish in the little pond, where Lucas took his first steps on the grass near the old oak tree. She was already there when I arrived, sitting on a bench looking out at the water. She looked even smaller than before, defeated. I sat down beside her, not close, but close enough to talk. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Then Sarah started talking. She told me about the last 8 years, the life she thought she was choosing. Derek had promised her everything: adventure, luxury, passion. A life bigger than suburban motherhood. At first, it was exciting: the Malibu house, the trips to Europe, the parties with important people. But slowly, the reality set in. Derek was controlling. He did not want her to work, did not want her to have friends outside his circle, did not want her to contact anyone from her old life. She became isolated, dependent, trapped in a golden cage. When she got older, when she gained weight after a health issue, Derek lost interest. He found someone younger, someone newer. He told Sarah to leave, just like that. 8 years erased in a single conversation. I sat there listening. Part of me wanted to feel sorry for her, but mostly I just felt tired. I am not telling you this for sympathy, she said quietly. I know I made my choices. I know I destroyed everything. I just wanted you to understand. I do understand, I said. You chose a fantasy over your family. And when the fantasy ended, you had nothing left. She nodded, tears running down her cheeks. I did not come here to forgive you, I continued. Honestly, I'm not sure I ever can. What you did to those kids, what you put them through, that does not just go away because you are sorry now. I know, she whispered. But I also did not come here to punish you. I spent years being angry. It ate me up inside. I am done with that. I am done letting what you did control my life. Sarah looked at me then. Really looked at me. What do you want from me, she asked. Nothing, I said. I do not want anything from you. I just wanted you to know that we survived. The kids are okay. Emma is going to college next year. She wants to study biology. Ethan is an incredible musician. He has already written songs that make me cry. Lucas is this amazing, curious kid who loves science and building things. They are good, Sarah. They are happy. She broke down completely. Not dramatic sobs, just quiet, endless tears. The tears of someone who finally understood the full weight of what they had lost. I stood up. I want you to leave Denver, I said. Not because I am angry, but because every time you show up, you open wounds that are finally starting to heal. If you really love them, let them live their lives. Maybe someday when they are adults, they will want to find you. That will be their choice, not yours, not mine. She nodded slowly. Okay, she said. Okay. I walked away without looking back. A month later, I proposed to Jennifer. I did it at dinner with all the kids there. Lucas had helped me hide the ring and the dessert. When Jennifer found it, she laughed and cried at the same time. The kids cheered. The wedding was small, just family and close friends. Emma gave a speech that made everyone cry. Jennifer, she said, thank you for loving us. Thank you for not trying to replace anyone, but just for being you. Thank you for making our dad smile again. We are so lucky to have you. I looked around at my family, my beautiful, imperfect, resilient family. Jennifer beside me, Emma, Ethan, and Lucas laughing together, my parents wiping their eyes. 8 years ago, I thought my life was over. I thought the betrayal would break me. And for a while, it almost did. But here's what I learned: pain does not have to destroy you, it can transform you. It can teach you what really matters. It can show you strength you never knew you had. I do not know where Sarah is now. I do not need to know. That chapter of my life is closed. Not with anger, not with hatred, just with acceptance. Someday my kids might want to reconnect with her. When they are older, when they can make that choice for themselves, I will support whatever they decide. Because that is what being a parent means: not controlling their lives, just loving them through every chapter. Sometimes the people who hurt us the most teach us the biggest lessons. Sarah taught me that love is not just a feeling, it is a choice you make every single day. And I choose to love the ones who stayed, the ones who fought for us, the ones who showed up day after day, even when it was hard. That is what family really means. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to rebuild your life after someone you trusted walked away? How did you find the strength to move forward? Share your story in the comments below. And if this video touched you in any way, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Share this with someone who might need to hear it today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for listening. I wish you peace in whatever chapter you are living right now. Remember, no matter what you have been through, you have the strength to build something beautiful again. Until next time, take care of yourselves and the people who choose to stay.